The reality? Much of the world's data is still in 2D and not in your default CAD format. So let's look at how we can reuse some of this 2D data and create a 3D model from it. So to get started, open sketch.dxf, and that's an AutoCAD format. Now let's start by coming out to the Open button, Browse, to our class files, and we want to open sketch.dxf. So identify the sketch, and if you can't see it, remember over here to come over and just turn on DXF or All Documents. And I'll just hit Open. I would like to open up a metric part file. Okay. There's the DXF file. You can see it's just like a piece of paper. So what I might do first is just come and look at that from a top view and come back to select. I'm going to get rid of all this AutoCAD information. I don't want all this sheet. So I'll hit delete. Then I could just delete these other lines also. Now I'm going to come up and box pick this, come to the Move command, and I'd like to move that from the center down to the center of the axis. Remember, the reason why I'm doing that is you'll always want to center your parts around the axis. I'll hit Escape. I want to lock to this plane, and so how do I do that? I could come over here to Sketch, right mouse click, and say Lock to the sketch plane. I'm going to box pick all the geometry. So I don't want all these circles, so I'm going to zoom in, hold down the Shift button. Could have been the Control button also, but I'll just go with Shift and deselect those areas. And now I'll just push that back 14. And I'd like to come out and grab these little regions right here, and so they're sort of hard to pick, and it may be easier to just come to the Extrude button and instead of a face, just pick Single. I can just grab those outside lines. It's a lot easier to pick them like that. I pick the 4 outside lines, and then I'm just going to push those in, so I better go to Cut. Now I'll push those in 4 millimeters. See, this sure looks triangulated. Remember how we fixed that? If we just come up to View, and right here under Sharpen, a little pull down, come to Sharpen Set. And it's on faster display right now, but this is a small model, so I'm just going to come to finer display. And now they look like real circles. Back to the Select button. Identify this region right here. Just lift that up, 22. Now I'll come to these pie-shaped regions, and I need to hold down the Control or the Shift key to identify multiples. Once they're identified, I'll just push those back. So in review, what we've done here is opened an AutoCAD file, 2D, brought it into Solid Edge, and converted it into a 3D model.